Every time I travel, my friends ask the same thing. How do you always have the perfect outfit for everything? The dinners, the sightseeing, the hikes, even when they involve a donkey, I'm always ready. And no, it's not because I'm a designer. It's because I think and pack like one. I use the same system I'd use for a lookbook shoot. So there's no overpacking, no decision fatigue, and definitely no, what do I even wear kind of panic. It's not a hack. It's a strategy, and it gives you exactly what you want: comfort, confidence, and zero extra luggage. I'm Leigh. I'm a self-taught fashion designer and fiber artist, and today I'm going to share what that is, what that system for packing is that I rely on, and we're going to put it to the test. I'm going to plan all of my outfits for a trip and then show you what I packed versus what I actually wore to kind of give you some proof that this actually works. And so the breakthrough for me came when I realized it wasn't just about having more clothes and more options. It really came down to better planning. So what I started doing was actually pre-planning my outfits per activity and then packing only those things when I would travel. So I like to think about it this way, as either I'm like planning for a photo shoot, which is actually the first time that I implemented this method, or like I'm creating a mini vacation collection lookbook for myself, which is not only a really efficient way to do this, but it also makes this normally very tedious task of packing actually become really fun. So the first thing you need to do isn't to look in your closet, it's to create a plan or a map of what you're actually going to be doing and where you're going to be going on your trip. So start thinking about where you're going, the activities that you're going to be doing, and the weather. Because our goal here, other than obviously looking stylish, is of course comfort, because we're, going on a holiday, we're traveling. So we want to make sure you look amazing and feel amazing at the same time. Now, this doesn't mean like you need to list out every single thing that you're possibly doing on your trip. But in terms of the itinerary, just a general idea of when you might want to change outfits and why. So for example, on this trip that I'm going on, it's primarily a driving trip through the Alps, but I know that the weather's gonna change on different days, so I wanna make sure that I indicate that and have weather for when we're in Italy and it's really hot versus when we're also in Italy in the mountains, but it's gonna be a little bit colder. Sometimes I think about if I was like at a magazine shoot for that like period of the day, what would it look like? And that really helps get my creative juices flowing. And then once you have all of the fun things figured out for all those great activities that you're gonna do, take a moment to think realistically. Like, I know there's always something that happens early in the morning where I don't wanna get dressed. Maybe you wanna go down to breakfast and you wanna put something on that's not what you slept in. And that's not your like main outfit for the day. I'll usually pack like a spare, I like to call it like a bum outfit or something, to fit in those slots. Now that we have our itinerary, we need to figure out what we're actually wearing, and there is a golden rule that we must follow. No outfit gets packed unless it is a head to toe full complete look. And we're not just gonna lay things out and trust that they're gonna work. We actually have to put on the entire look, check the box that it's an outfit, and then we can pack it. And this is for two reasons. First, because when you're on holiday, you just wanna throw it on and go. The point is not, picking out an outfit. This is the time in which we're doing that. And then the second part of that is that sometimes when we go on holiday, we have just this idea of these pieces that we want to wear, and then we end up packing them, find out they don't fit, etc. So we get it all out now. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4 driving outfits. I need potentially 2 to 3 nice dinner outfits. I need a really casual outfit for when I'm just not feeling it. I need an early morning option and some layers. So once you have a full outfit that you're confident in, here's where one of my pro tips comes in. We're actually gonna take photos of the outfits. I used to do this when I was planning photo shoots, but believe me, it works for regular life too. Not only right now when you're trying to decide things, but also in the future when you're actually getting ready to wear those outfits and you're looking at your suitcase, you're like, what the heck does this go with? You can reference this photo to help you put the look back together. I mean, going back to our fashion design analogy, you're basically making your own like vacation lookbook. Once you've figured out what you think you're gonna be packing, do check for duplicates. For example, an extra hoodie, it's like, I really only need one. So that one hoodie I can wear twice and eliminate a piece here. But one thing you should not underpack, underwear and socks. That's the one place still, overpack every time. Once you've tried everything on, you'll just kind of find that the clutter disappears on its own. If there's something that you're still just like really in love with and you want to bring on holiday with you, but you can't find an outfit for it, try to swap it in with an outfit that you've already planned. Maybe, you know, like a pair of shorts that could swap in someplace else. But again, if you can't find an outfit for it, it's not coming. So you might be thinking, what if the weather changes? What if I change my mind when I'm traveling? And this method actually accounts for that pretty well because you have all of these outfits that you have pre-planned. So you have a lot of pieces inherently that you can mix and match. I have tank tops, I have jumpsuits that fold down into shorts. I have a lot of options here, but I also have a lot of really defined looks. So if you'd want to change what you're wearing, you have, you know, however many other options of outfits. But then if you do need to swap out pieces, you have plenty of things to do that swapping with. Trust me, if you pack just hoping you're gonna figure out what you're gonna wear when you get there, you're gonna be overwhelmed and it's gonna be a mess. But if you pack like this and you know what you're gonna wear with everything else, you know how it fits, and you have the entire vacation planned out, adjusting for mood and the weather truly becomes genuinely easy. So what did I end up packing? Well, day one for driving, I have a convertible romper with a tank top and my hoodie option. I found out we're gonna be driving pretty late into the evening, so I don't think there's gonna be time to change for dinner. So this is where I think planning for my hoodie to be in the car is gonna be really helpful. For day two, I have a dress that I modified the back of, a little sweater button-up thing and some very sporty, comfy shorts. This will probably be a super long day of driving, and so I'll want a full change in the evening. I think it's gonna be warm, so I just have a really easy throw on, run and go dress for the evening. So far, I think I've done a pretty good job with my packing. Day three, I have a bathing suit top, a top, and some shorts that mix and match really well with everything, honestly, and this sweater to be my warmer option, but also I'm gonna keep this in the car as something else I can toss on as another layer. Fun fact, last year when we went on a similar trip at the same time, I was actually making the granny squares for this sweater, so it's kind of fun that the finished product is coming with me this time. And then for the last day, I just planned for my go-to incredible boiler suit jumpsuit that I made that actually was inspired by a jumpsuit I wore last year on the trip as well, with a tank top. And then for those miscellaneous times, I have a pair of shorts or a pair of pants and a t-shirt, and that is everything that I'm packing for the trip. And as you can see, it's really not that much, so it easily fits in the teeny duffel that I'm gonna be bringing. All in all, I actually wasn't expecting to wear things quite as on schedule as I had packed them, but it turned out really, really well. One of the best parts for me as a designer is actually getting to see a lot of the clothes that I made in the wild and getting to test that they do fit in everyday scenarios and can be mixed and matched really well. But also it just gives me the confidence when I am packing and traveling to know that I can look like myself, feel comfortable, and not be like freaking out and having 50 suitcases every time I go everywhere. But of course, I want to hear from you. What did you think of this? Is this a system that you think you would actually try in real life? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time.